The only thing we need is a positive mentality. We need knowledge because the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. There is this issue that has been circulating and deceiving many and thousands of people. And if you look deep in the heart of many Africans, they are praying every blessed day that God should give them chance to travel to Europe or to United States of America so that they will put to birth their children. Because to them and to all, they believe that when they travel to such country and put to birth, the government will be putting money in the account on behalf of their children, and the children will never be poor. And up to date, we still have that. Even many Africans who are in Europe, they are still deceiving people back home that such thing is existing. There is nothing of that nature. Many African countries, including Cameroon, are doing that for their own citizens. The very thing. Recently, the government of Cameroon, under the leadership of President Paul Biya, signed a decree increasing family allowances for workers. Per child, it will be 4,500 francs per child. And that very family allowance is the very thing European countries are giving to their citizens. The very thing. What you people have in mind that when you are in Europe, the government will be giving you money. And when you put to bed, the government will be giving some amount of money. So up to the point where people on social media are saying that it is 250, 300 euros in some country, and this one per child. It does not exist. Nothing of that nature. The government truly, they are giving money to people. Those who are disabled, those are the people that the government that are giving them money. If you are not working and then you show proof that you cannot work, the government will support you with some money, and such money they give them to asylum seeker. They give them to a refugee who cannot work, maybe due to medical issue or mental problem. They give such money to their own citizens who are disabled and have proof that they cannot work. And that money is not so much. It's just to support their bills, support their food, and that is why many people in Europe, they still prefer to work because the money is too little. That cannot help anybody. That is why in Europe, you still have many homeless people. You still have many people living below poverty lines. So I'm asking you now in Africa, who hold on to this, that the government of those countries are doing this. Why are there still many poor people in Europe and the United States of America if the government is doing this? So I'm going back to what they call family allowances. What the differences? In Europe, parents in Europe discipline themselves. When such money comes on behalf of their children, they put it in an account created in the name of a particular child, and that money remains in that account until when that child will be 18 years. And when the child will be 18 years, they remove that money. Maybe if it is 50 euro per month that the government is sending or the company is sending as family allowance per child, then at the end, when the child will be 18 years, it will be probably around 10,000 euros. And then that 10,000 euros to Cameroon is around 6.5 million. Okay, you now in Cameroon or in Africa or in Cameroon, let's take Cameroon for example, the government, I'm having the figure here, 4,500 francs CFA. If you as a parent discipline yourself and say, I'm not going to touch this money, I just put to bed a child and the government is dropping 4,500 francs per child on behalf of this child. And then you allow that money. When that child will be 18 years, it will be close to 1 million francs CFA. Just imagine that if all our parents who work with companies that pays child allowances or with the government, maybe hand over at least 1 million francs CFA to their children. The rate of poverty we are experiencing now and frustration could have reduced. But they squander everything because the money is coming directly into their account. They squander everything, and even to pay school fee, they struggle with it before they pay school fees. They squandered everything, including the child allowance. And that is the problem. That is the mentality I am talking about here. If we change our mentality positively, we are going to reduce poverty. We are going to reduce suffering. We are going to reduce immigration. Many are migrating with this mindset. And that is why you look through the street of many European countries, you are seeing people moving and having 5, 6 children because they came with this mindset that when they will put to birth, the government will be giving. The way I have understood it here in Cyprus, if you have a child, or if you are not working, the government has something to give you. If you total it all, it will be 361 euros that the government of Cyprus usually gives to those who are not working. If you have a child, the government will increase it maybe from 360 to 450 euros. If you have 2, 3 children, that is how it will be increasing, but it will not increase to a point where you prefer to sit at home and refuse to work. But immediately you start working, that you will not benefit anything. The company you are working for will be paying a family allowance to you. And that family allowance includes those of your children. And if you prefer, you take and use. When they will pay it, when you go to the insurance and you pay it, it's your own problem. If you squander it, you squander it. And that is why even in Europe and America, many Africans are still suffering. Many of their children will grow up to the age of 18. The parents have nothing to show because they came with an attitude of squandering and consuming everything. So we have to be careful and understand this thing. Do not leave your country believing that when you come to this other country, you put to birth, the government will be paying. They don't pay such money. If you want to be receiving it, you sit at home and you receive just what can help and support. It is not that they calculate your bills, that you will eat 300 euros per month and they give it. No, they give a fixed amount to everybody. If you take and squander it every day, it is your problem. You and your landlord, you will be fighting. And that is why we have a lot of homeless people all over Europe and United States of America. Those homeless people, they are receiving this money, and that money cannot pay an apartment for them. They are receiving that particular money you are believing and having in mind that they are paying. They are receiving it, and that money cannot pay their bills. And that is why they are homeless. That is why they are hungry. Because that money cannot take them from the 1st to the 31st. Maybe around 3 days, the money will finish the way things are now. So many people prefer to work. So you in Africa, the only lesson I want to tell you and wish that you should learn from it is that you should struggle to discipline yourself concerning that family allowances. Discipline yourself and create an account for your children. When that family allowance, that 4,500 francs in Cameroon comes to you, put it in an account, a block account, a saving account that you cannot touch. That account can only be opened when that child will be 18 years. If something happened that child will not reach 18 years, something happened, then you have the right to take the money. But if not, discipline yourself so that you will have something to hand over to your child when he or she will be 18 years. But if you prefer to squander it, believing that one day that child will grow up and travel to Europe, have children, and then they will be paying, that is where suffering will come in. We need to change our mentality positively and start doing things that are beneficial